Let's get started. Start with listening, and then learn new words and practice them in sentences.
Have you ever wondered about the differences between American and British English? This isn't just an idle question for trivia buffs. It's a significant topic for anyone seeking to master the English language. English, as it's used on both sides of the Atlantic, is wonderfully diverse, rich, and full of fascinating variations that reflect the unique cultures and histories of the United States and the United Kingdom. In this exploration, we're going to delve into the key differences between American and British English. This isn't about determining which is right or wrong. It's about understanding and appreciating the diversity of this global language. Whether you're an English learner looking to fine-tune your skills or simply a language enthusiast curious about these variations, this journey promises to be enlightening and engaging. Our voyage will take us through the realms of vocabulary, spelling, pronunciation, and idiomatic expressions. We'll compare common words that differ between American and British English, like apartment and flat, elevator and lift. We'll highlight spelling differences and pronunciation variations such as color versus color, and the distinct ways schedule and advertisement are pronounced in American and British English. And we'll explore the charming and sometimes puzzling world of idioms and phrases unique to these English variations. Along the way, we'll explore real-life examples and offer you opportunities to practice recognizing and using these differences in both written and spoken English. By the end of this journey, you'll be able to navigate the key differences between American and British English, enhancing your ability to communicate effectively with speakers from both regions. So, are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of English variations? To discover the intriguing differences that make English such a vibrant global language? To enhance your understanding and appreciation of the diversity of English? Then buckle up, because here we go. Ready to dive into the fascinating world of English variations? Here we go. First up, let's explore some common vocabulary differences. When you're learning English, it's easy to assume that words are universally the same. But did you know that American and British English often use different words for the same thing? Let's dive in. Imagine you're in a building and you want to move to a different floor. In America, you would look for the elevator. But if you're in the UK, you'd be searching for the lift. Or let's say you're feeling a bit peckish. In the United States, you'd probably reach for a cookie, but across the pond, you'd be munching on a biscuit. And if you're thirsty in the UK, you might pop into a shop and grab a fizzy drink, while in the States, you'd be sipping on a soda. Now, let's talk about transportation. In the US, you might drive a truck for moving large items, but in the UK, you'd be behind the wheel of a lorry. And if you're on the road, you might spot a cab in America, but in Britain, it's a taxi. Perhaps you're in a hurry and you need to throw on some pants in America. But be careful because in the UK, pants are actually underwear. For the outer garment, Brits use the word trousers. And finally, if you're out shopping in America, you might put your purchases in a cart, while in the UK, you'd use a trolley. These variations in vocabulary can seem confusing at first, but they're what make the English language so rich and interesting. And remember, neither version is correct or better. They're just different, reflecting the unique cultures and histories of the United States and the United Kingdom. Next time you hear someone say lorry, you'll know they're not talking about a girl named Lori, but a truck. Moving on to spelling and pronunciation, you'll find some interesting differences here too. American and British English have developed their own unique spelling conventions over time. For example, words ending in or in American English usually end in our in British English. So color in the States becomes color in the UK. Similarly, center becomes center and recognize transforms into recognize. Yet it's not just the spelling that varies. The pronunciation of certain words also differs. Let's consider the word schedule. In American English, it's pronounced with a sk sound at the beginning like school, but in British English, it's pronounced with a sh sound like shell. Another fascinating example is the word advertisement. In American English, the emphasis is on the second syllable ver, pronounced as advertisement. However, in British English, the stress falls on the third syllable tease, pronounced as advertisement. The pronunciation of the letter R also varies. In American English, the R is pronounced clearly, as in the word car. However, in British English, the R is often silent unless it's followed by a vowel, resulting in a softer pronunciation. And let's not forget the classic tomato debate. In American English, it's pronounced as tomato, while in British English, it's tomato. The same word can sound quite different depending on whether it's spoken with an American or British accent. These variations can seem bewildering initially, but with practice, you'll start recognizing and understanding them. So whether it's the Z in realize versus the S in realize, or the different pronunciation of the word garage, these spelling and pronunciation variations add to the richness and diversity of the English language. Remember, it's not just about how a word looks, but how it sounds that can signal if it's American or British English. Now, let's delve into the colorful world of idiomatic expressions. These phrases, unique to their regions, are often used in everyday conversation and can be quite puzzling to non-native speakers. In the United States, for example, if someone tells you to break a leg, they're not wishing you physical harm. Rather, it's a way to wish someone good luck, particularly before a performance. Similarly, if an American says they're going to shoot the breeze, they're not planning on firing at the wind. Instead, it means they're going to chat casually or talk about this and that. On the other side of the pond, in the United Kingdom, if someone suggests they pop round for a chinwag, they're not proposing a physical altercation. Instead, they're suggesting a casual visit to talk or gossip. And if a Brit tells you to keep your pecker up, they're not referring to birds. It's a friendly way of telling someone to stay positive or keep their spirits high. Idiomatic expressions like these are often steeped in cultural context and history, making them a fascinating part of language learning. They're not always logical or directly translatable, but they are an essential part of sounding natural in a language. Remember, it's not just about the words you use, but how you use them. Idioms add flavor to a language, and knowing them can help you sound more like a native speaker. So, we've covered quite a bit today. We've delved into the fascinating world of American and British English, unraveling the intricacies of vocabulary variations, spelling and pronunciation disparities, and unique idiomatic expressions. Remember, understanding these differences is crucial for effective communication in English, whether you're in New York or London. By recognizing these distinctions and using them appropriately, you'll significantly enhance your linguistic proficiency. With this knowledge, you're now better equipped to navigate the diverse world of English. Until next time, keep exploring and keep learning.
Let's learn new words and practice English at level B2. Vocabulary. Vocabulary, the set of words within a language. Example, there are many vocabulary differences between American and British English, such as elevator in American English and lift in British English. Spelling. Spelling, the way words are written in a particular language. Example, British English uses the spelling color, while American English uses color. Pronunciation. Pronunciation, the way a word or a language is spoken. Example, the pronunciation of schedule differs between American and British English, with Americans saying schedule and the British saying schedule. Grammar. Grammar, the system and structure of a language. Example, a grammar difference is the use of the present perfect tense, which is more common in British English than in American English. Phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs, verbs that are combined with a preposition or adverb to create a new meaning. Example, the phrasal verb get on is used the same way in both American and British English, but get off a bus in British English can sometimes be get out of an American English.